All right, so they finally got this block off my Keytron white page, which is good. So I'm gonna go live real quick. Um, oh, also before I get into it, I also took pictures of the morning sun, beautiful sunrise. I'm gonna be posting those too. Okay, so I wanted to come on live and do a live on this page as well because they blocked my Great Clouds page yesterday because I did same video. In the video I just shared before I did this live, I was dropping some informational bombs in that bitch, and they had that excuse my language, but they took me down, deleted my video, and they put a block on my Great Clouds page, stopped me from going live, and they say they removed my video. So I got to be real careful about what I say. Facebook is getting really strict. So I got to keep that in mind. But so I'm gonna get straight to the point. My point of doing that video is to keep people who might not know. Remember I told y'all real quick before I get into it, my first and second Facebook pages where I had everybody on there. I didn't delete y'all if y'all got deleted, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't me, you feel me? My whole page just got deleted. But these are my new backup pages. But okay, now that I got that out the way, for those of you who don't know, you want to know what's going on. Like I was saying, there was these YouTubers before they got kicked off the internet. Dave Hodge, Common Sense Show, Stephen Banoon from Israeli News Live, Alex Jones. All those boys was heavyweighters. They was dropping bombs like a motherfucker, informational truth bombs on the internet before they got silenced. Just like how I got silenced and my pages got banned and blocked and everything. But back in the day, let me get straight to it. Bottom line, I believe Stephen Banoon was the one who reported that there was a plan to decapitate the U.S. military. Bottom line, we're getting straight to it. So getting straight into the news, for those of you who don't know, there was a plan that they came up with to decapitate the U.S. government, to destroy the U.S. military first, I believe, and then they were going to get the U.S. government second. But Dave Hodge, Common Sense Show, was the one who did the reporting about that white guy who said that he was friends with the FBI, with the feds in Denver, Colorado. He said they used to go out and eat lunch and breakfast and shit together. That's the one who said if you mention the Russian mafia to the FBI in Colorado, they start reaching for diapers. You know, they shit on themselves, piss on themselves. They were terrified of the Russian mafia. And at that time, he said that they were going around robbing in Colorado, not for money, not for clothes or nothing, but straight up electrical supplies. Now, what I'm trying to say is, y'all know these commercials that be going around in our country in America for the last, 5 years now? And they encouraging people to to install those electric panels on your house, and they will pay you for it. So my point, in the video that they deleted yesterday and blocked my Great Clouds page while I was going live, because obviously I got more followers and more friends on that page. That's why I'm always going live over there first. Then I do on my Keytron White page. But anyway, so before they blocked and banned me, what I was saying is, in our country, you know, as evil as our country has been towards us as Black Americans, you know what I'm saying? It's still been okay, you know what I mean? But as evil as it has always been, we always had to pay or fight or bleed for the things we want, right? But if you're a homeowner, they would pay you to install these solar panels on your house, which is a really good fucking idea. So, what I was saying in the last video, think about it. They're now paying you for free electricity. When back in the days, we used to have to pay them, and still counting today, we still have to pay them for electricity. But if you own your home, they would literally come out and pay you for free electricity. Now, me, I'm a huge believer and solar power. I love solar power. I love solar power. That is one of the. I'm obsessed with that shit. You know, if I could, I'll be investing heavy in it for real because I'm a huge fan of solar power, and I think it's one of the greatest things ever invented. If you ask me, to collect power from the sun, you know, uh, which will always give you power, right? But they're now paying you for free power. They're paying you for power. That's amazing. That's why I said in the last video before they blocked and banned me, I said, well, what's next? They're going to start paying us for water, free water. They're going to start paying us for cable, phone bill, rent. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any food today, little buddy. You want some food? All right, let me give you some food. Hold on, y'all. This squirrel came asking me for some food. Let me give him some food. Hold on, wait. Stop running. I got you. Do I? What the hell I did with those chips? Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get a squirrel something. Damn. Did I eat all those chips? Oh shit, I think I did, y'all. Damn. I forgot all about my little buddy, man. My bad, little homie. God damn, I forgot all about you, dog. Oh no, I got you. Come here, little buddy. Hold on, y'all. Let me sit this down real quick. Let me feed this squirrel real quick. I'm gonna give him some chips. Alright, I gave him some chips. Alright, yeah, I always feed my little buddy when I'm out here chilling. Anyways, so the plan was to decapitate the U.S. military. Now, when Stephen Bannon did this reporting, now remember, y'all, keep in mind, Stephen Bannon is an ex-CIA agent. So yeah, he was a federal agent too, but he was in a different branch, not the FBI. He was in the CIA at one point in time. He's retired now, of course, because he's older. But Stephen Bannon be getting some information before they silenced him up. And he did an about face, start talking more about the Bible and stuff like that, the Heavenly Father. But when he was dropping information, he said that he had intel. I believe that was Stephen Bannon, and if I'm not mistaken, and he said that there was a plan to take down the U.S. military and whoever else get in their way. He said when they come here, whoever don't follow the plan, they will be killed. So it's a plan to decapitate the U.S. military, to take them down. Now, what I was saying is, remember when President Obama was the president, when he was just getting out of the chair, he did this speech talking about they had to surrender their weapons or something. And he was like, not all of them. He was basically telling them, I guess, to surrender to the United Nations because the United Nations was coming at some point. Now, rewind before that. Remember, the United Nations was already here at one point in time. They went to Chicago. And 2 United Nations soldiers was killed in Chicago. 2 soldiers was killed. I believe they was black guys in Chicago. And then the United Nations pulled out of Chicago. They never went back. They never said a word. We don't know nothing. And then some years later, I believe Kenneka Jenkins got killed. Or this probably was before Kenneka Jenkins. I'm not sure. One of the two. Don't quote me on it. But then, yeah. So then, fast forward, George Floyd get killed in front of the whole world. The United Nations issued a statement again. And so did China. China said, we told the United States to stop killing our black brothers. After that, more black people got killed. As if the United States was like, motherfucker, don't tell us how to run our country. We'll murder these motherfucking niggas all up and down this fucking country if we want to. Oh, shit. I forgot. I can't, I gotta watch what I say because they're watching me really hard. So they might they might put another blocking ban on me. So I gotta be really careful about what I say. But after that, a lot of black Americans was getting murdered even more, right? So then the United Nations, after George Floyd got killed in front of the whole world, the United Nations issued a statement to the U.S. again and told them, stop killing black people. After that, more black people got killed. As if they were saying, man, don't tell us how to, boy, if we want to, we'll, you know what I'm saying? We'll do them all up and down this country. And that's what was happening. All up and down the country, we were getting eliminated. One by one, two by two, three by three, excuses by excuses, in funeral homes, at parks, in homes, on the work, going to work, in businesses, everywhere, on the beach, everywhere. Accidentally, we was just getting knocked off, man, all around the clock, no matter where. And so after that, years went by. Now this was after Alex Jones had already released a statement saying that he saw them rounding up people, and every single last one of those people was black, and it was taking them to concentration camps. That's when they found the coffins in Georgia. Hold on, let me give my little buddy some more chips. Damn, he done ate those chips fast as hell. Let me get him some more. Hold on, y'all. If he eat all these chips, damn. If he eat all these chips, I don't know what to tell him after this. I really can't. This was supposed to be for me to relax and just snack on for later, but yeah, it's tough being a squirrel. So y'all, hold on. I'm gonna pour him some on this ground enough because he can eat those fast, and he'll be back asking for more. So don't give him the rest of that. I hope no birds come and scare him off and bully him for it. Because after all this feeding I do to them, they still don't trust me. Which is stupid than a motherfucker by them on their behalf for not trusting me. But anyways, not all I do for them, they don't trust me. And after all I did for them. Anyways, what the fuck is that? Oh shit, let me show y'all that. Excuse my language. Yo, I thought that was a dinosaur, but that's somebody swimming over there. Look. Watch this. Watch his hands come up. Over the other side of the rocks. Watch this. He right here. He coming up over here. You see his arms? Oh shit, he stopped. Oh, he's hiding behind them rocks. Oh, he turned around. Let me zoom in so y'all can see his arms, so y'all can know I ain't tripping on. See him behind those rocks? He taking his swim. He lucky it ain't one of them shark days where them sharks be out in the water. But anyways, okay, so back to the story. Yeah, so that's when they had the Georgia Guidestones, and they had all them black coffins because they was preparing for something. Now, I have to watch what I say very carefully, so I hope you'll be able to understand. So, remember we had the COVID thing. During that, they were supposed to lock us down, right? Everybody was supposed to be locked down. But they had, hold on, let me wipe my lens up real quick. All right, so they had the COVID thing. After that, or during that, they had the guys coming up installing the 5G towers. right? All over the place during the COVID lockdown. So they were sneaking these COVID uh, towers into our face during COVID while it was a lockdown. They were installing towers and shit and all of them, the power lines and stuff. Now think about this, y'all. If we was really beefing with Russia and China at the time, which are the most powerful countries in this world, clearly, by far, why would our people from the United States of America, our government, we understand they probably on drugs or some shit, but they get on national TV and say that Russia and China has technology that can knock out the power in the United States of America? What I'm saying to y'all, if that was real, really real, if that was really true, what they were saying, that was classified information. That was never supposed to be discussed to the public. That type of stuff you discuss in a private cabinet with your military generals, sergeants, and all that shit. You don't discuss that shit to the public and let the world know your weakness. That's how we know this beef was paid off. It was planned. It's not really real. It's real, but it's only designed to really harm one group of people. And that group of people most likely was black people, just like Alex Jones said. But he didn't say this. He said that he saw them rounding up black people. But when we put all the pieces to the puzzle, think about this. It's like as if they was paranoid. They didn't want the black people to get the upper hand in case America get invaded and they start dying. They didn't want it to be a black power nation. So they would come out and destroy the black race so bad first that by the time they go to war with Russia and China, it's not going to be a nigga alive. Oh shit, excuse my language out. It's not going to be an African American alive that have common sense because they going to all be destroyed. All on drugs, all on liquor, drunk, whatever. Thinking about sex, money, they're going to be destroyed so bad up here to the point where they're not going to be able to even lead a country. You know, as if. So they would come out here and they would start a secret war first and call it COVID, where they had an announcement and say they are at war with an invisible enemy. And at that time, they were saying that COVID was the invisible enemy. But let's rewind time. When we had a certain president in the chair that nobody liked before Obama and before Biden and before Trump. When this president was in the chair, they announced that they were going to create a what? A global military. Now, for those of y'all who don't know what a global military is, it's a military from all the countries around the world or multiple countries around the world, because you might not have all the countries in the world, but you would have all the countries that matter. All the most powerful countries in the world would join forces to create one military, right? And what they would do, their mission was to go around the world killing, not arresting, but killing terrorists, not creating terrorists. Now, this is important. Follow me. Their job was to go around the world killing terrorists. I don't have any more food, little buddy. You let him bully you. I'm sorry, but you let him bully you. You want to search my bag? Go ahead. A little cool self. You let that little squirrel over there come and bully you and make you run. But anyway, so their job. Okay, she went back over there looking for some more food. I don't have any more, buddy. Yeah, go eat. I don't have any more. I'm all out. I'll buy you some later. All right. I gotta remember to think about you when I'm out getting my food, because I don't pay your ass no mind. I don't think about y'all like that. But anyway, where was I? All right, so damn it, y'all lost train of thought. But okay, so Biden, yeah, this president was supposed to create a global military. This global military was supposed to go around the world killing terrorists, right? Follow me now, terrorists. Pay close attention. This military from all around the world, that means that it's a global military. All the militaries from around the world are supposed to join forces, or all the most powerful ones, join forces for one mission to go around the world killing terrorists, killing them. And then when they get done, they were supposed to come back to the United States and finish killing the terrorists in the United States of America. Now, you know who was the number one terrorist in the United States of America back then? When that president was in power and created this military, this global force is what he called it. Take a guess. I give you 30 seconds or less. I'll say this one more time. When this president was a president, he created a global military, and their mission was to go around the world killing terrorists. And when they were done, they were supposed to come back here to the United States and finish killing off the terrorists here in the United States of America. So think about this. Who were the number one terrorists in the United States of America when this guy was a president? Black Americans. We were the number one terrorists on their list. Hispanic and Latinos was number 2. That's all I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna go into number 3 and number 4 and number 5. We're not gonna get in all that. But all you need to know is Black Americans was the number one terrorists in the United States of America. Hispanic and Latinos were number 2. That's all you need to know. Okay? So, all of these guys around the world died. We heard about it. You heard about what happened to all those guys around the world that died. And now you see all these traffics in America. All these cars, everywhere you go, you're being followed. There's hundreds of cars following you. You know what I'm saying? People harassing you. Yeah. There's multiple people from multiple countries got more power than you in your own country. You know what I'm saying? Hell, there's people all the way from different states in your state got more power than following you around and shit. I know for me, I be seeing that shit, nigga. I be seeing motherfuckers from every southern state in the South, including way up north from New York, following me around down here in Florida. I'm serious. You know, the only thing about it is when I went up north from New York, I never seen nobody from Florida or anything like that. No southern cars following me around up there in the north. But when I'm in the South, I see all of the cars following me around in the South. You know, but that's mainly because I live in a military town, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them get stationed, you know, in different places. So that's understandable. It's a government town, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that was the plan, right? To come back to the United States and finish killing the terrorists in the United States. And at that time, Black Americans was the number one terrorists. Hispanic and Latinos was number 2. We're not going to get into number 3, number 4, and number 5. All you need to know is that Black Americans were number 1, Hispanic and Latinos was number 2. That's all I'm going to say on that. Boom. All right. So then, and let's see. Back to the Dave Hodge Common Sense show. When they did the report, they said that the feds were terrified of the Russian mafia, right? Now, they also said that before that, the U.S. government had invited the Russians and the Chinese military to come train on their military bases. They picked 5 of the biggest military bases in the United States of America. And they had the Chinese and the Russians training inside America, inside 5 of America's huge, largest military bases in America. But they're supposed to be your enemies. Think about that. You know, but they were here. Then somehow shit got serious for real. And they kicked China out, and they kicked Russia out, and Russia kicked them out, and China kicked them out. Now, how do we know if this wasn't some kind of plan? We don't know. We'll never know. All we got to do is sit back and watch. Then what happened? I believe it was Stephen Bannon from Israeli News Live. He released a video and he did a report. Was it him? And I don't know if the Common Sense Show, if Dave Hodge covered this, or Alex Jones. I think maybe all 3 might have caught this, or maybe Alex Jones and Stephen Bannon. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, because them two used to go a little bit deeper than Dave Hodge, because they had way more connections than Dave Hodge at the time. And I think it was both of them at different times. But they did a report, and they said that which one? They did a report saying, damn, I can't remember, y'all. I just lost the train of thought. Hold on, I'm trying to remember. I forgot what that report was about. It was about when they not the camps, but they had damn, y'all, I lost train of thought, man. But I don't know if it was Dave Hodge or Stephen Bannon. One of them. I was overthinking. But they used to do great reporters. But I think one of them leaked, not leaked, but did a report saying that I can't really remember. Yeah, I can't remember, y'all. Damn. Yeah, I can't remember, man. Shit. Anyways, though, yeah. So there was but going back to shit. But yeah, so anyways, they should already be here by now. Skip all that. They should already be here. But I'm not saying that they here that the plans still has been the same, because the brother leaving, whoever that guy is in the black truck. But I mean, the plan is, everybody. It doesn't mean that the plan was gonna stick. You know what I mean? Just because they had plans to destroy the blacks. And remember, the King Alfred plan, they were supposed to create a plan to exterminate the blacks off the face of the earth. They've been wanting to kill us for a long fucking time. They had to pay a lot of money to get us killed. You know what I'm saying? Then you look around the world, you start seeing us getting killed all around the world, and they're ramping up, and they just going through waves. They go through a killing spree one year, relax, calm down. Another killing spree another year, relax, calm down. Another killing spree another year, relax, calm down. And they have different people getting in on the action. One day is niggas killing, excuse my language. One day is blacks killing blacks. The next day is cops killing blacks, and somebody else killing blacks, neighbors and old people killing blacks, and accidentally killing blacks. And then they'll calm down, then boom, it starts right back up. So in 2 or 3 years, they've been shrunk the population really, really small. But not saying that's their plan. Remember, the King Alfred plan was speaking of something totally different, about them going out loud, just erasing people off the face of the earth. So they probably still kept the plan, but did a retwist to it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so back to the electrical part of This was Dave Hodge, Common Sense Show video where he talked about they were taking nothing but electricity uh, inside Denver, Colorado. Now, after they was taking all this electricity, remember we had all these commercials that's saying that if you own your home, they were going to they were going to pay you to install these solar panels, which would give you free electricity. So now you're getting a check every month for free electricity, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but that's a hell of a deal in the country that hates us so much. So even if you black, if you own your home, if you qualify, maybe if you black, they might deny your ass. If they might deny you, then that's okay. Then that's understandable. But if they don't deny you if you black and you're a homeowner, and they actually give you those panels to put on your roof, and and then you start getting a check every month just for having electricity for free. So that's cool as fuck. Uh, why are they pushing that program so hard? Think about that. Why? Because at some point they were really planning on knocking out the electricity. Now, I remember what I was about to say, and I believe it was Stephen Bannon who reported this, the ex-CIA agent. He's really cool. He did a lot of great reporting before I believe he was silenced because he just changed. He don't do that much reporting no more on certain things. Maybe he got a phone call. They probably told him, hey, man, chill out, man. You're talking too much. You know what I mean? Maybe. But so he did a report saying that the United States, that their military was painting their planes the same color as the Russians. They were making their planes to look just like the Russians. Now, don't get me wrong. During war, that's a brilliant plan, I guess. But is it really a brilliant plan? Because I believe those people got all kinds of codes and all kinds of ways to identifying, even if your plane looks like their plane, who you are. They have different communication systems. And when they go to war, they're all on different channels. So if they see a plane in the sky that looks like theirs, and they're not on the same channel, operating frequency as that guy, they're going to shoot them out the sky because they know it's not theirs. So who were they really painting those planes to look like for? And they've been screaming, hear me out, they've been screaming that the United States is vulnerable for what? An EMP attack for the longest. EMP. You don't leak classified fucking information like that to the public. They think we stupid niggas. They think we all like we don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to what I'm telling you. You don't. This motherfucker, I caught him peeking up behind the rocks at me. This guy, he got a lot of art though, because he's on the other side of the rocks swimming. He was just peeking at me. Hold on, let me show you. This is the guy that I just showed y'all. He was just over the rocks. He's peeking. Hold on. Let me see. I just pressed the wrong thing. That guy that's swimming over there on the rocks, he's on the other side. Sometimes sharks be over there. You know what I'm saying? But these waters are pretty friendly, though. I ain't gonna lie. These are the most friendliest water that I've ever seen. But sometimes shark attacks happen, though. But it's further down on the island, not on this part of the island. But anyway, right? So these EMP attacks that they were warning about, knocking out the power. I remember they was encouraging, and they are still encouraging people to get those solar panels on their roof. For when the power goes out, you would have free power. Now, why would they want only certain people to have power when the power goes out? Now, at first, this is what I was thinking. Because they know that it's not that many black people who own their homes in the United States compared to whites. So it's going to be a whole lot of fucking white people with power. Not that many black people. Most of them in the hood. They ain't going to have no fucking power when they knock the power out. Now go back to COVID. But before we get to all that, let me finish. So the Dave Hodge did the report about the Russians taking nothing but electrical supplies. A lot of fucking electrical supplies. Y'all, this was 5 years ago, my nigga. 5, 6 years ago. They've been prepared. They know something gonna happen. They got tons of electrical supplies to last them to the beginning of time. All right. Now keep in mind, now Stephen Bannon did the reporting that they were painting their planes to look like the Russians. Where I'm going with this, our own government, right? Our own people they have a history of what they dropped bombs on us twice, on the citizens twice, right? So our government have a history of dropping bombs and killing their own people twice on the black community. What that was, I believe, in Baltimore or something like that, and somewhere else or something like that. So if we look at the things that our government did to us since beginning of time as citizens, our government has always hated us for a very fucking long time. Remember, when the black military soldiers, I forgot who they was, came home from the military and they built Black Wall Street and they had a nice community, when the whites came and tried to, destroy their shit, the blacks whooped the whites' ass at that time. For real, that's what they don't tell y'all. The blacks put it on them so bad they had to call the U.S. military. That's the truth. The black people spunked the white people ass so bad they called the U.S. military for help. And the U.S. military showed up, and because the black people used to serve in the U.S. military at that time, they thought that they were going to be protected, or the situation would be de-escalated. So the blacks surrendered their weapons. They hold their hands up. They drop their weapons. They hold their hands up. They try to communicate with them because they think, okay, yeah, they got our back. We used to serve. Those are our brothers in green, or whatever you want to call it. Our brothers in government, right? So they trusted them. So they lowered their guns. They tried to communicate with them and try to tell them what's going on. As soon as they dropped the guns, the military gunned them down. Right on the spot. Every single last one of them. Killed all of them. All of the niggas. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, pumping their guts full of lead. Knocked holes in their head, body, legs, arms, everything. Killed everything. Everything out there killed them. Men, women, and children. Dead. That's the real true story. They don't tell y'all. Yeah, the black people was whooping those white people ass, man. They get down there in Oklahoma, they couldn't fuck with them. They got their ass whooped. And so they called the military. The military came. They seen all them, military vehicles and shit like that. So they was like, okay, they lowered their weapon. They thought, they can explain. Now they had peace because they can explain to the military what's going on and why they had to do what they had to do to the white people to defend Black Wall Street. As soon as they dropped their weapons, the white boys wasn't hearing none of that. They started shooting. Boom, 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 boom. That's what they don't tell y'all. The military came out, picked on citizens, dog. When it was the citizens against citizens. Them white folks tried to bully some shit with them black people wasn't having it. Black people beat their ass up in a fist fight first. And then the whites want to go and get guns. So they start bringing weapons to the fight. The blacks were like, oh, y'all want to get weapons? We got weapons too. So they went and grabbed their guns. Then they start shooting it out. It went from motherfuckers getting knocked out and bust lip to motherfuckers getting their brains blown out. So they started shooting that shit out. And then the blacks still started winning. They were coming out on top. Whooping their ass so bad they had to get on the phone and call the U.S. military. They called the U.S. military. The blacks lowered their weapons, threw their hands up and tried to explain what was going on. Caught bullets in the head, arm, chest, legs. They were gunning everything. They killed everything that moved, dog. The whole goddamn city. Everything. That's the real truth. What they don't tell you. And on top of that, they dropped bombs on the citizens twice on black neighborhoods. Twice they dropped bombs. Now, these planes they dropped bombs on, we knew they was American. They was readily identifiable. Everybody knew they were American planes from the American government. They knew that at that time. So think about it. This time, why are they screaming, knock out the power, knock out the power? And then they had us locked down from COVID, and they were sneaking around in every city and every state in the United States of America doing fucking what? Installing 5G towers. Now listen to this. That's how stupid they think we are as black people. Think about this. And citizens, no matter what race you are, because you're not in government. But that's how stupid they think you are. They locked us down. They were creeping around, installing 5G towers. Now, remember my videos I did before they took down my old Facebook pages and my old YouTube pages? What I said that those 5G was for. All of y'all who've been following me from day one, all of my day one followers and Facebook friends, y'all already know. Because, I already put y'all up on game. Y'all should be trunk tight. But those 5G towers, I believe, was code for EMP. That's the goddamn EMP, the 5G. Think about it. Because when the time come, and remember, all of those birds was mysteriously dying. We couldn't figure out why the birds were dying. Birds was dropping dead all over the place. They was doing all those videos all over social media about why the birds dying, why the fishes are dying. We don't know. Because they tested it. 5G could be some kind of secret military weapon that when they activate it, it send off these powerful electromagnetic pulses, and it fries the power line, and it's so powerful it kills the birds if they get near it, pumping off massive amounts of radiation, dropping the birds, boom, frying the power line, frying them. That's how they were going to knock out the power. They want us to think they can shoot a missile over here, and the missile will fall and knock out the power in all of America. If you believe that, you dumber than the motherfucker. Oh, excuse my link. Oh, I forgot. I gotta watch this, y'all. If you believe that, you are sadly unaware that it is impossible. Now, what's possible? Yeah, you could shoot multiple missiles, and multiple missiles can fly here into our homeland and hit power lines or fall near power lines that produce an explosion that's powerful enough to make the power line fall. When the power line falls, connected to the cable, so the cables are going to pull with it. And if they hit multiple power lines, multiple cables will come down, which will knock out power in just a small amount of that city, a small part of that city, because of the power lines are connected. You know what I'm saying? So if you hit enough power lines throughout a city, yeah, you can knock out only a city, but not power throughout the whole country. And that powers are only connected through the power lines, meaning you have to directly hit them to knock out the power, because power lines, some are underground and some are on the top where you can see them. You see? And it's like that for a reason. So, but so they want us to think if they shoot an EMP, Russia and China could just launch an EMP, come over here, and it'll knock out the power in all of America. No. They think we stupid. What's going to happen is they might have a false flag attack, or Russia and China might actually shoot a missile over here. And when the missile hit anywhere in America, our own country is going to push the button. And all of those EMPs, all of those 5G towers that they were sneaking around and installing during COVID in every city and every state in America, when they activate the 5G, that shit going to fry the power lines in every city, every fucking state in the United States of America, and knock out the power. And they're going to say, oh, it's Russia and China. They're probably going to lie. And Russia and China might actually fire a missile if that's the case. But they ain't going to knock out the power. Come on, man. They don't have that kind of technology. I'm going to tell you another lie they want us to believe. They want us to believe that the U.S. is in debt with China for hundreds and trillions of dollars. They really insult our intelligence, y'all. How? Think about this. I got to watch what I say. How was the most richest, most powerful country in the world, us, the United States of America, supposed to be the most richest, the most powerful country in the world? How in the hell are they going to owe one of the most poorest countries? China used to be one of the most poorest countries in the world for decades, for centuries. They had 1 billion plus people. They were overpopulated. They had so many children to the point where they had to create a law that you cannot have more than one kid because the government was struggling just that bad. That's how bad it was in China. So how in the hell does the most richest, powerful country in the world owe one of the most poorest countries when your dollar was 10 to 1 to their dollar? It's lies, y'all. How? Make up your mind. How are you gonna owe? How are you gonna be in debt trillions of dollars if you're the richest country in the world? It's lies. They don't know what lie they want to tell y'all. They're lying. They don't owe China nothing. The reason why they want to tell us that is because they don't want us to know that China owns America and China been took America. So you start to see these Chinese restaurants all over your land. You're gonna think, oh well, America owed China money anyway. So no, China just took some shit. That's all that is. They ain't never owed them nothing, man. How you gonna owe a country as a country when everybody knows a country can print as much money as they want, dog? Stop it. Knock it off with the lies. Every government is rich. I don't care if the country is poor or not. Every government is rich because they can print as much of that money as they want. That's why you hear them telling you right now. They telling on themselves right now. If you turn on the news, some YouTube channels, you hear it where they says President Trump and President Xi of China and Russia, they trying to come to some agreement to stop the tariffs because the tariffs do not hurt the governments. They only hurt the citizens. Why is that? Why does the tariffs that they put on each other do not hurt the governments of that country, but it hurt the citizens of that country? Why? Because you and I cannot print money. The government can. They can print as little and as much as they want. And that right there, my friends, is proof that the United States don't owe China a damn thing. Something else going on that they don't want us to know, that they want us to think they owe China. When they don't owe China a damn thing, a damn fucking thing, y'all. They don't owe them. I'm telling you, they don't owe them. Something else. They're afraid for us to find out about China. It's scaring the hell out of them. But they want us to think that they owe China trillions of dollars. How in the fuck when you're the most richest, powerful country in the world? Excuse my language, but how? How do you owe anybody when you are the most richest, powerful country in this world? You said it, and you still say it right now to this day. The United States is the most richest, powerful nation on earth. The greatest nation on earth. How do you owe anybody anything if you are rich? It's fake, y'all. They don't owe them, dog. Listen, it's all fake. I'm telling you. But the beef might not be fake, but it could be fake. So let's get back to this knocking out the power thing. Now that you understand that. So if the number one terrorist when President Bush was in the chair was Black Americans, and the number two terrorist was Hispanic and Latinos, what's going to happen when the power goes out? And why do they keep pushing for the power to go out? Why do they keep saying, oh, the United States don't have anything for EMP attacks, we harmless. Russia and China could shoot an EMP missile and knock out the power. Why they keep screaming about the power? If you are the richest country in the world, can't you change that? Oh, but President Trump is gonna install a golden dome for America. He's gonna install a golden dome to protect all of America. A golden dome. Think about it, y'all. The most richest, powerful country in the world finally came up with a solution and called it a golden dome to protect itself from incoming missiles, because right now the most richest, powerful country in the world do not have protection for any incoming missiles or EMP attacks. The richest country in the world don't have that. But Israel has an iron dome. And Israel is about this goddamn big compared to the United States of America. Y'all, it's laughable. It's this big. And they got nuclear weapons, a Iron Dome, and such, and blah, blah, blah. And they're ranked nowhere near the most richest, powerful nation in the world. But the most richest, powerful nation in the world on God's green earth do not have anything to protect their country from incoming missiles. Let that sink in. Now, back to this power thing. Why are they pushing knocking out the power so much? And think about this. Remember those hundreds of billions of dollars that the United States had invested in Ukraine before the Russians came and ran them out? I mean, pissed them boys off, yo. The United States of America had billions of dollars invested in Ukraine, where they were so-called building what? Nazi armies. You know, like those little KKK boys. They were secretly building those armies in Ukraine. And what Russia did? Russia invaded Ukraine and ran the United States out of there and everybody else out of there. They ran them out of there. So now let's come back home to America. Well, we getting all kind of reports, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? About the boys, the militias that's forming groups in Michigan. These are all white, like KKK groups with weapons. North Carolina, you hear about those white boys, from all those sundown towns or whatever you want to call it, that's forming gangs and shit like that. Why do they want the power to go out so bad? And why are they painting U.S. planes to look just like Russian planes? Well, my guess is that when they knock out the power, they're going to have these planes dropping bombs in our neighborhood and in our cities on black communities, killing the fuck out of us. Gonna be running, screaming, yelling. And then if you try to call the paramedics might pull up and hop out with a syringe with a needle and stick your ass with it and kill you. Why do I say that? Remember those couple of car crashes with those black girls been into and they got out perfectly fine but was pronounced dead in the hospital? And remember that white lady that got in a car crash not too long ago? And they put her in a body bag and tried to lie and say she was dead. And the fucking lady woke up on the news, live, on camera, and ripped herself out of the body bag and tried to climb out of the damn hospital bed like, hold on, I ain't dead. What y'all trying to do? I was just knocked out, bitch. Titties are showing and everything. You don't believe me? Look it up. Look up lady gets herself out of a body bag. Go to YouTube and type in lady in body bag, lady awakens escape body bag. You know what I'm saying? You will see. It was putting the lady in the paramedics. The lady was already zipped up in a body bag. They done told the damn news people the lady was dead. They was getting ready to put her in the paramedics. The lady woke up and unzipped that shit, pulled herself out like, I ain't dead. Tried to get out, and they grabbed her ass and pushed her into paramedics. And then she was later pronounced dead. That's crazy. So they getting desperate. So when the power goes out, you're going to have all these KKK boys roaming the streets of America. They already militarized. So, hold on. Why do I get all these clientele slow rolling looking at me for? You never seen a nigga before? Motherfuckers be tripping. Anyway, though. So, you're going to have all these white guys with guns. And what they're going to do is they're going to be going around America shooting and killing black people. Yeah, it's a purge. Remember the movie Purge? So when they knock out the power, they're gonna get a little purge going on for maybe like a couple hours, or maybe for 24 hours. Depends on how long they want the power to stay knocked out. And the only people that can do any reporting will be the ones that got the solar panels on their house, because they're gonna have power 24 hours, right? So now you're gonna have military planes that look like Russian planes flying through the skies, dropping bombs on American cities. You're gonna think, oh, it's Russians, it's the Russians, and you never know, it could be the Russians. Depends on how real the beef it is. So when they get invaded, they're gonna knock the power out because they're gonna accidentally kill a lot of niggas. Yeah. So it's like this. Real quick, to give y'all a quick picture of what I'm trying to say. You know when you have a bank robbery, right? And the bad guy grabs an innocent lady and he put the gun to her head, you got the whole SWAT team trying to talk some sense into the bad guy before they end up shooting and killing the bad guy or stunning him or tasing him. Well, that's kind of what our country is doing to us if this United Nations thing is really real. When I told y'all earlier in the video, when the United Nations told the U.S. stop killing black people, and then the killing ramped up. Every time they tell them to stop, it ramped up. You see what I'm saying? So if this is the United Nations teaming up to take down the bad guy, which is our country, then our government can be the ones grabbing us by the head. Our government can be that guy in the bank with the hostage. That's what I'm saying. So this is our government way of grabbing us, holding us hostage with the gun or knife to our throat or gun to our head. Like, we'll blow these bitches' brains all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And, we ain't going out like that. So that can be our government, while the other nations can be like, put the gun down, put the gun down, put the gun down. They like, hell nah, we'll blow their brains out. So this can be our government way of saying, hey, we'll take all these niggas with us. We're going to take everybody with us then. And then you got the nations like, hey, put it down. Don't do it. Don't do it. But our government is the guy in the bank with the hostage, with the knife to her neck, with the gun to her head. And the nations could be like, hey, put it down. Don't do it. Trying to get them to go quietly, surrender peacefully. And they like, before we surrender, nigga, we can kill all these motherfuckers. So they're going to knock out the power. And when the power goes out, history gonna repeat itself. You're gonna have planes going through the sky that look like Russian planes, dropping bombs on American cities. Bombs, smacking shit. Heavy bombs, killing up citizens and shit. Everybody running around screaming. The power out. Who you gonna call? And if you do call 911, 911 gonna pull up, jump out the car and shoot you down. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna be them KKK boys as well. You calling 911 for help. My homeboy just got shot. My boyfriend, my girlfriend just got shot. The police, where you at? You gonna give them the address, the police pull up, and remember, it's a purge now, the power out. You gonna tell the police where you at, they gonna pull up, bounce out the car, and gun your ass down. Stop resisting. You gonna be like, wait, I the one called you. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, he had a phone, or we thought he was pulling out a gun, but who knows it? They ain't gotta say shit because the power out. That means there ain't gonna even be no power in the station. Well, the station will have power, of course, because they got generators and shit, and it's part of the government. So all branches of the government gonna still have power, even when the citizens don't. You get what I'm saying? But you get my drift. You're gonna call the police, and you call the police, they're gonna pull up, jump out the car, and shoot you. Just like that, they're gonna kill you. If you're black, you out of there. You're gonna call the paramedics because your partner got shot or something. Paramedics gonna pull up and inject your ass with a lethal dose of such and such, and you out of there. You gone. You know what I'm saying? It's a purge. It's like The Walking Dead. You gotta build your own team to survive with. And you can't call the police because when they get the drop on your location, if they can't send nobody to kill you, they're gonna come out and kill you. They want to drop as many black people as they can while the power out. So when they finally decide to cut the power back on, they're going to blame all the deaths on foreign agencies, foreign governments that invaded America and started this war in the first place. You get it? But all the while, the government got us like the hostages, like the bank robber guy. They got us held hostage with the gun in our head. Like, we'll blow these bitches' brains out all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You better don't step another foot in this goddamn door. Meaning, if they get invaded, they're going to take us out. So the first country, Russia, China, whoever they are, Iran, the first time they get the drop, find out that they invaded the country, boom, they're going to knock out the power. When they knock out the power, they're going to kill everybody they've been wanting to kill anyway, and then try and kill the invaders, no matter who they are, whether they're Russian, Chinese, Iranian, Brazilian, hell, even the Indians, if they decide that, they on the wrong side of history, or Africans too. So that's what's going to happen. But they're going to take as much as us out with them because we ain't never liked them. They ain't never liked us from day one. You feel what I'm saying? So that's probably why they want to get that power grid knocked down, because a lot of people going to panic. And then they got these binoculars that allow them to see at night. Yeah, it's going to be real shit, but they're going to be out here. Power going to be gone. You ain't got no power. You can't call police. You can't record no Facebook Lives. Nigga, you can't do nothing. Nothing. All you hear is gunshots every night. Bombs dropping, exploding, motherfuckers screaming, getting raped and shit. Shut up, bitch. A lot of screaming and shit going on. Bitch getting pistol whipped and shit. A real purge. I'm talking about motherfuckers getting murdered and you hearing the screams. People getting beat to death. People getting stabbed to death, getting their head chopped off. You're going to be hearing all that shit because the power going to be out. Motherfucker could be a mile away getting raped, murdered, and stabbed to death, and you gonna hear their screams because ain't no power. No radio playing, no nothing, nigga. That shit gonna be quiet at night. You gonna hear everything, too. From miles, like, hey, who that screaming over there? You're gonna have to have a team with you to survive with. Because they gonna be going around from house to house, getting the job done. You ain't got no money to get out of here. You ain't been saving your money. You been blowing your money at that damn local club, doing all that bullshit. All right, nigga. You ain't take that money and at least got a passport. But I don't even think a passport might even matter at this point because they may offer free rides out of the country. Might when the stuff pop off. But they trying to put a wall up in Mexico. So that go to tell you, nigga, they don't want nobody running out of here. Hell no. You think they want you to escape? No, nigga, you black. You know America, so you need to die. You know too much secrets about this country. They don't want you to take that to another country. You done lost your mind. And the greatest thing you could do is take your family and leave and go to another country. But you can't do it by yourself. It's tough by yourself, man, because you're one person. One person can be paid to be killed at any given time. You're just one person. But if you travel with a mass group of y'all, then that's different. You got a little bit of power and leverage. People don't want to kill all y'all. But one person, they'll think about it, Your government say, look, man, we give you $2 million. Just kill that nigga, man, get it over with. They might just kill you. No matter where you go, it's $2 million. You feel me? It's a lot of money, so they might drop your ass. But a group of y'all, traveling and shit, trying to get away from the country. They understand what's going on. It's war or whatever. They might let y'all live. You feel me? You got a stronger chance, way stronger chance of living. Especially you got the kids and shit with you. They not gonna be doing that, man. Yeah, so that's probably what they want to get cracking. They want to get it on and popping, man. They want to get it on and popping. Knock this power out, get the purge going, drop the bombs, have the KKK white boys ride around ski masks, put on them skin masks and look like black people. So you're going to say, that look like a nigga because the power knocked out already. So now they already got the masks that they've been making. Y'all see them talking about them realistic looking masks that them white people be putting on. They look like real niggas and shit. Excuse my language. They look like real black people. Yeah, they're going to be putting on them masks and they already doing it in Chicago in the broad daylight. Bouncing out the car. Gunning people down with fake masks that look like black people. So imagine when they knock the power out. You're like, what the hell? Who the nigga looking at? All the while, that's a white dude, boy. That man straight from the KKK. Man look real, like a real thug dude, too. Like a real thug black brother. That boy white as snow. Up under there. Hopping out the car with that fire. I ain't saying no word because you might hear his voice and be like, hold on, that's a damn white guy. He sound white. They're going to hop out the car and gun your head down. Bam, bam, bam. You like, oh, shit. Running, bullets flying. They ain't going to play. You telling your own man, dude jumped out of a big afro, man. Black guy bounced out the car, started shooting, man. How you look, man? Nappy afro, picking his shit and everything. That's a white guy. Man, the hell, the whole white dude, man. Boy got on a black suit, bouncing out the car. Smacking stuff, ain't playing. That's what they gonna be doing, man. They want to have some fun. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna knock out the power. They're gonna drop them bombs, get everybody scared, running around, panicking, can't think, because you're hearing bomb drops over there. You know how loud that's gonna sound when the power knocked out? The whole power knocked out in your city, and they dropping bombs in one part of that. Man, that's just gonna echo for miles. You can drop a bunch of bowling balls out, and they're gonna make a lot of noise. So imagine what bombs gonna do. Bow, they hitting you, people panicking, screaming, and then you got white boys in ski masks looking like black dudes bouncing out the car, gunning people down. Like, what the hell? I'm talking about, that's they plan, man. Yeah, they gonna get it on and popping. And if you ain't got no money saved up, you ain't at least done invested in the passport, at least, goddamn it. It's shit, man. You gonna be a sitting duck. You got to put up with it. What they kid do now is start trying to build black surviving crews to survive with when they knock the power out. So you got a lot of black people that you trust that you can survive with, because the power gonna go out because they keep stressing it. Oh, the power. They want it to go out. They put a lot of money into knocking out their own power, man, because ain't nobody else gonna do that. And they wasn't even supposed to get on stage and talk about that shit into the eye of the public, but they did it. But anyway, look, I'm gonna end this video. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Y'all stay safe. Peace out, because this gonna be entirely too long, and man, I can go on and on about it. So we're gonna get this. We're gonna end this now, and I might come